Hi everyone, this is Shammy. Welcome to my channel, and today we are discussing the top 5 slogans that works for me like a magic and it may work for you as well. There are certain people, they want to be happy, calm and serene in their life, but they are doing certain things in a very wrong way. I was not so different, but then I have came across these 5 slogans that work for me like a magic. Without further ado, let's get started. Slogan number 1. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, then change the way you think about it. So I had a colleague, and he used to call me late at night. He used to call me after my work concludes. He used to call me like on a weekend, and he needs something right away. I used to be very irritated, and that used to ruin my holidays, ruin my weekends, ruin my sleep, and used to give me a lot of stress. Then what I started doing, that I started thinking about listing down all the blessings that I have from him. For instance, how many days he treated me well. How many days he had a good conversation with me, how many days he complimented me, how many days he treated me, how many days he praised about my work, how many days he gave me a goodbye. So I started listing all these things, and then I started thinking about like, okay, he is a workaholic person and he works on the weekend, he works at the night, a late night, but I am not working. That doesn't necessarily mean he's a bad person. So I started thinking about things like this, and when I started thinking in a positive way, my relationship with him has changed overnight. So what I did in the end of the day, I used to switch off my phone when my work concludes, or like when I'm going to the bed. And I have normally 1 hour of my time before I go to bed, and I switch off my phone on that time because this is my personal time. So I don't want that person to call me or any other person to call me and irritate me or disturb me at that hour, because that is not my free time, that is not my work hour. Why would I work in this hour? He needs some me time. That is my me time. So I used to switch off my phone. So this way I'm taking care of myself, and I have changed the way I used to think about him. And it is not only about him. There are certain things in life that whatever irritates you, you start to think in a different way about that situation if you can't change it. For instance, you are annoyed in your country and you want to migrate. So you migrate. If you can't migrate, then you start to think in a different way about your country. We complain a lot. In my country, complaint is actually one of the main entertainment in our life. So we complain about food, we complain about traffic, we complain about the politics, we complain about the government, we complain about the education, we complain pretty much about everything. But there are certain people, they are working for a change. So I start to praise those people that like they are working for a change to minimize these problems. But how many people are actually doing it? Not many. But there are a lot of people who are doing it. So I started thinking about those people. And there are good people in this world. There are good people who are working for a good change. So yeah, next time if you have a problem with something, change it. If you can't change it, then you change the way you think about it. Slogan number 2, keep it simple. Life is actually very simple, but we complicate it with our own thoughts. We are control freak people. I am a cancer survivor. When I had my cancer, I did not ruin my days thinking about, oh my God, I have got cancer and I'm gonna die. These are the last days of my life. I didn't think about like that. I thought it. I have a cancer. I'm going through my treatment and I may die. But everybody will die at some point. Today or tomorrow, 10 years later or 10 days later. So it doesn't matter. I don't have any control over that situation. Since I don't have any control over that situation, so let's do one thing. Let's celebrate those last days, if those are my last days, because I don't know when I'm dying. But I didn't want to die before I actually die. So what I did, I celebrate those days with my friends, my family, my mom. I used to go to the beach to take a walk, used to go to restaurants, go to a movie, go to shopping, go to grocery, doing cooking, talking, watching movies, listening to the songs, going to the hospital, taking my treatment. We have done our everything in a very simple way. Whatever we do on a daily basis, we have done the exact same thing. We didn't change anything because I have got a disease. So except that I was going to the hospital and take my treatment because that is important. And that important thing I cannot change. So I started living my life very simply. And wherever it comes, we talk normal things. We don't talk about the disease all the time. We don't talk about the problems all the time. We talk about like they're traveling, what travels they have, which country they came from, which country is the next destination, and what are the cities that are traveling in that country. Because during my treatment, I was relocated to India, which is a neighboring country from Bangladesh. And I live in Bangladesh right now. I'm from Bangladesh, and I relocated myself in India for almost 3 years. So in these 3 years, I hosted a lot of travelers came from a different part of the world, and we talked about like the travel lyrics, their nature, their hikes, their travels, their expeditions, and whatnot. So all this travel information, normal conversation kept in my mind, stuck in my mind. I did not have the time to think about all my disease and the problem. So do your regular work, whatever is going on with you, when going on in your life, just do normal walks and take life very simply, because life is not so complicated. Don't complicate it with your own thought. Don't think that like, I may die in 10 days. You are not dying. You are not dying in 10 days because you don't know. You don't know when you are dying. So why you are thinking that you may die in 10 days? So don't think about it. When you will die when you die. You will not have the opportunity to think about it after you actually die. So whatever going on in your life, just think about in a very simple manner. Slogan number 3, live and let live. I have a sister, and she's very beautiful, very nice, very cute, very, very educated, but she's slightly fragile. So what I did, being an elder sister, I thought it is my job to protect her. By protecting her, I was trying to control her life. Control what she's doing, what she's wearing, where she's going, what she's eating, what shopping she should do, what shopping she should not do, which destination she travel to, which destination she should not travel, what hobby she should have, what hobby she should not have. I was controlling her life. I was not letting her live. At the same time, I was not living my own life. I am guilty about my own behavior. I apologize for my own behavior. I'm not proud of myself that what I did. But you know what? I have changed myself. I have worked on my problem, because everybody has a problem. I did not let my sister live. At the same time, I was not living my own life. So when I realized it, I stopped interfering in her life in every single manner. Yes, I'm gonna be there if she needs me tomorrow. If she needs me to do anything for her, I will do it for her. But I want her to grow. I don't want her to live the life I want her to live. I want her the life to live that she wants to live, because it is her own life. She has her own higher power. She has her own education, her well thought, and everything she has, so she can take care of herself. She can take the decision for her own life. She's an adult, she's not a child anymore. But I have controlled her life pretty much all my life, and it was wrong of me. I apologize. So next time, if you are trying to control somebody or anybody, think about it. You are not living your own life because you are trying to control other people's life. At the same time, you are not letting them live their own life. So think about it and work on that. Slogan number 4, progress but perfection. I have been a perfectionist pretty much all my life. Then I came across this slogan, and I have learned that perfectionism is not a great thing all the time. You need to progress. If you are stuck in one place, then you will never be able to complete your journey. You need to put one foot in front of the other to complete the journey. So next time you are trying to make something perfect, don't waste your time and just progress. Do it and finish it. The next day will be much better. See it for yourself. Slogan number 5, one day at a time. Don't try to learn everything in one day. So if learning driving today, learn driving today. And you take tomorrow, day after tomorrow, because you are not going to learn driving in one day. If you're learning some computer skills, do it slowly. Do it today, tomorrow, day after. Take your time. If you're trying to learn everything in one day, nothing will stick into your mind. You should learn slowly, one day at a time. Similarly, when you try to correct yourself, you don't have to work on everything in one day. Today, so I said just a while ago that I have learned that I need to let my sister live and live my own life. I learned this in one day, and I practiced it throughout a lot of days. And then I learned some other things. Then I was procrastinating. I tried to figure out the procrastination reason. I tried to figure out how I can avoid procrastination. And then I was trying to do my physical exercise. I realized that I'm not doing physical exercise as much as I should do. And I have tried to learn yoga. I have tried to learn dancing. I have tried to go for a walk. I walk generally 6,000 steps a day, which is not a lot, but living in this 21st century, living in a couch, living in a work from home, it's quite a lot. And I try to walk a little more, but sometimes I cannot. But if I cannot, I forgive myself. Like, okay, it's okay. You can't finish everything in one day. Do it tomorrow. You do it day after. So take your time and do it. Don't rush yourself, and keep in mind that one day at a time is much better than learning in one day, because nothing will stick into your mind. That's all we have for you today. Thank you so much for watching our video. See you soon.